Hello and welcome back. I'm Piotr and this is Daily Read, when we try to read something every day and learn something new. Today I am at least, reading Spark. Hopefully you will read something also. And my chapter for now is Cognitive Decline. So let's go through this and wait for the highlights at the end. Okay, so cognitive decline. So about that, pretty much the prefrontal cortex here at the front is the newest part of our brain. Our lizard brain is right behind us, right, the amygdala, and pretty much this is like the most primal instincts that we are having, because we got, you can say, a couple of brains. Given the evolution of human race as we are, we have the lizard brain, which is the most primal basic instincts, and then, for example, the prefrontal cortex is the newest addition to our beings. And of course, pretty much the gist is that the fitness level equals the performance of the brain. The higher the fitness level, the better your brain will perform. And there was a study that better preserved brains were in the elderly people that actually were running on a treadmill and making some exercises, instead of actually just simply sitting away and doing nothing. And this was done by MRI scans, and 30% of their maximum heart rate was something that actually already was able to make your brain grow bigger. So pretty much if you move, you can actually grow your brain bigger, and it doesn't, as it turns out, it's not necessarily an age problem, because even if you're older, you will still be able to form new pathways and new neurons and pretty much cardiovascular system around the head. There, of course, is additional plus of oxygen consumptions by your lungs that is a lot better, so your body is able to get more oxygen, and by that everything works better because oxygen is our basic fuel to do pretty much anything in our bodies. Additionally, 6 months only, maybe not only, but still, it does remodel those crucial brain areas like prefrontal cortex and the temporal lobe, which corresponds with the memory loss and, for example, difficulties with actually remember stuff. So there's that. Only half a year of exercises and you can see great improvement. And additionally, it actually can reverse the deterioration of the brain cells because you actually start moving, your brain starts to work differently. And this is actually from a different study I read. Our brains can outlive our bodies pretty much very, very well, but unfortunately our bodies fails before our brains. Unfortunately, it's not always the case, obviously, but it's still something you should remember and you should think about this. Like, just a quick fix, like how to test this, if this makes common sense. Take a walk, hit the gym, or just run around your neighborhood for a minute and see how will you feel after the exercise when you go home. You get home, you pretty much eventually take a shower, and it's like, first of all, you just started doing something, so you are already in the productivity cycle that is running, and it's a lot easier to actually do other stuff because you already did so much. It's a lot easier to just simply go with the flow, as they say. Additionally, if you are, for example, working on something that is really, really taxing on your brain and you need to think a lot, pretty much, think about that, how, for example, when you are rested in the next morning, how a lot easier it is. And after, for example, an exercise, your brain has a lot of oxygen, your heart rate is a lot faster, so everything is working in your body a lot better. And thinking, for example, in my opinion, it's also a lot better. It's easier to do just simply everything because I can focus, I am oxygenated, everything is just simply a lot easier for me. Try this, leave me in the comment section how do you feel, for example, and let's discuss this, because I think that yes, it's very crucial. Unfortunately, it is very hard to, for example, run on a treadmill if you are working at the office for 8 hours. It's really hard. Probably I would say that it would be a lot better to work 6 hours, have, for example, an hour on or even an hour and a half break for lunch and a little bit of exercise, and then go back for another 3 hours, which would be a lot more productive. So in the end, it would be a lot better for everyone, I would say. But this is only my opinion. Oh yeah, and actually where you are working out, the brain in the control group that was having these workouts, those elderly people, were 2 to 3 years younger than the rest of the placebo group. So it pretty much can reverse, from what they are saying, all the issues. And if you don't have any issues, you will still age a lot slower, so it will be better for you because you won't have this mental decline so fast and you'll be able to live a happy life a lot longer. Keep that in mind, tell me what you think in the comments, and let's dig further. About the emotional decline, we already talked previously, but pretty much it's the same as with the mental decline. Exercises help you a lot, especially because this is something that you need to socialize at least a little bit. If you are going and attending some group sport events like spinning class or weightlifting, you can do alone, or maybe running in a group, or some yoga class, or maybe you prefer to do something alone like just simply hitting the bar. Socializing on the gym it's pretty much, you won't get away with not doing this, because there are also always around some people, and pretty much it also helps a lot. And given the emotional decline is that you are less prone to depression and anxiety, because you are able to believe in yourself, because you are already proven that you are self-confident and you actually can achieve stuff like actually hitting the gym, going there, weightlifting, doing some program, or just hitting your goal, and you're like, yes, I can do it. This is my conscious decision. I'm here on purpose. I want to achieve something. Everything is okay. And I know that I did it already so many times, and it was so hard. Then all the rest stuff in your life is like, yeah, okay, I will just simply do it. It will be hard. I know that it will be hard because those are my experiences, and pretty much there's that. So this is boosting your mental resiliency, emotional resiliency. Very much, sport is only good for you. Then John actually goes through dementia, which pretty much is also the same, and actually socializing is helping a lot, because if you don't socialize, for example, if you have issues like you feel that there is not enough people around you, you are more prone to dementia and Alzheimer's disease, because you are simply not pushing your brain at some point. Like, for example, you're an elderly person, your kids flew out of the nest somewhere, and maybe you're just simply alone with your spouse, or maybe even not with your spouse, you're just simply alone. It's the worst thing you can do. Just be social, do something. If you are, for example, retired, I mean, oh my god, there is no reason you would sit alone at home. You got all the time in the world, you can do anything you want, and actually you have some money and means to actually do it, because when you were a kid, for example, you didn't have money, or you had to go to school, and when you're retired, there is so much stuff you can actually achieve. Just think about that. And by moving, doing stuff, having a hobby, whatever, and getting to know new people, you will be just simply a very, very happy person, and there is nothing to worry about. The only thing you can worry about is actually, for example, in this case, hitting the gym and doing the best thing you can, so your life will be the best it can be, and actually the most healthy as it can be. So think about that, and you don't have to be elderly. You can be 18, you can be 30. There's no bad, I mean, the best time to start anything is currently right now. So hit the gym, take a walk, and just start thinking about those things for starters, and afterwards maybe you will change your diet, maybe you will start hitting the gym, or just walking around your neighborhood. That still will be something, and it will be enough for now. Thanks for tuning in. This was Daily Read, and see you tomorrow.